Welcome back, Oncers. We're back with Once Upon a Time's After Show here at AFTERBUZZ TV, Season 6, Episode 11, Tougher Than the Rest, and we're going to be real tough tonight, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Far longer than I thought Roxy was going to come in with that part.
I know, I did too.
She practiced it in rehearsal.
That's really true.
You failed us all,
We
Roxy.
were counting on it.
Such a great start.
Okay, in case you guys don't know, this is Far Longer Than Forever from Swan Princess, the animated movie that's not Disney, but DreamWorks, we think.
But still as
But-
great.
Yeah, but still the Swans.
Yeah.
Hence, we talked about Emma Swan and all that stuff tonight. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. It's been a long break. In case you forgot who I am, I'm Tiona Hobson. Joining me is our full panel tonight. Guys, I'm really proud of us. We're all here. It's good to be here. And I've got Roxy Striar over here.
Do you like that I always make you hold my hand?
I
for the
do.
intro?
I love it.
I love
It's
it.
the only time because I'll grab her right before she's about to speak so she can't say anything or let go. She just has to go with it and she's like, here we are.
Here we are.
Here it is.
It's not awkward or anything. What's our ship name? I think we had a ship name at one point.
Was it Teoxy?
Teoxy
Rowana?
Rowana?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Rowana.
Anyways, across the table, we've got Dakota T Jones.
What's up, guys? You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Mr. Dakota T Jones.
And the professor herself, Marisa Serafini.
What's up, everyone? Yes, you can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV. I'm so excited we're all back.
I am
Yes.
too. I have to say, a lot of my shows at AfterBuzz can't get it together, and this is the first time I feel like doing a full panel in so long.
It's so
it makes
exciting.
you really excited,
Yeah.
especially for this show.
Yeah, we love this show, so we're always here.
We're
Yeah.
hooked.
I was
You wanted
gonna
to
say
say
We're
so we're
hooked.
hookers.
we're hooked because we're hookers.
Oh,
We're-
one of us should have come back with a massive pot belly. I wish that was
Oh.
Dakota.
Oh,
That would've
Dakota,
been
I'm
you
so
let us
glad
all
that I-
down.
Darn it,
I'm so
Dakota.
glad that was not me because
Dakota,
I-
how'd you spend your winter break? Getting fat.
Yeah, I had to build some pounds up to hibernate. Obviously.
That hair too. Oh my god,
Ooh.
that hair though, Dakota.
Oh my
We gotta do
gosh.
a whole
With like the
new look
gray,
for you
like
for next week.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're gonna makeover. Yes.
Yes, I'm not gonna look like Henry anymore.
You gotta work on that.
Yes.
We're getting you away from Henry. Ooh, excuse me, I just burped a little.
Ooh, bless you.
I didn't mean to. I
And
just.
nobody even would have known if you didn't come clean about it, but I know that you feel so attached to us.
I do. I
You
just.
had to let us know.
I confess everything. It's a blessing and a curse. So tonight's episode, let's talk about.
Sex?
Yes.
Okay. I just thought. That
I mean,
was...
there wasn't any sex, but I wish there was.
Oh, there could have been.
So.
Oh my.
So when we left off at the end of the winter finale, Emma and Regina are stuck in this alternate reality universe, aka
Earth 2.
Yes.
But it's an alternate timeline. It's very confusing because Tiana and I watch all the DC TV shows, and that's what they call it there. And now I feel like every show, what do we call it? Is it Earth 2? Is it just an alt timeline? Is it
it's the
are
dream
sliding
timeline.
doors? What
Now I
Paltrow?
kind of-
Like
Oh,
what's
yeah.
happening?
Okay.
It totally could be
It's
sliding
like the
doors.
wish timeline because it was her wish that made this place come true. But
Yeah.
we killed Snow and David in that world, and it didn't affect us. So I'm going with it's fake.
I mean, I think so, but obviously, like, I don't want to get into it too much, but obviously Robin's not aging, so I don't think that he is fake. I think somehow his spirit got transferred over into this world, hence why he's still young, if that makes sense.
Okay, because I wasn't here for the mid-season finale. Robin's back, you guys. Robin is
Yeah.
back. My Outlaw Queen is back.
But he's not.
But he might be.
He's here for now, and I'll take it.
He's here for
So I want to say, yeah, this world might have been created by Wish, but you know what? I don't care, because Robin is back in some shape and form, and I'm so excited.
I think somehow his spirit got transferred, and I think what's going to happen is eventually...
soul.
Yeah,
His
his
soul.
soul, yeah, because I think eventually something's going to happen to where he finally remembers or something happens. I feel like that's going to happen. I feel like he's not just some fake person that they're going to have a carbon copy of to, like, for her viewing pleasure.
Yeah, and when we get a chance, if we can get Roxy's mic turned up a little bit, I think people in the
Yeah.
chat are having a hard time hearing her beautiful voice.
Thank you, everyone in the chat.
I guess
we're
somebody in
talking
the
to you
booth
as
has
well.
something against me, it's fine.
My bad, I actually told them to mute her.
Or Neil.
The handhold, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh,
There we go.
there
There
she
she
is.
Like Neil
There
on
she
stick
is.
number 2.
Hello.
There you
I
go.
just thought my headphones were low, and that's why I couldn't hear you. But you're
And
very
she's
loud
back.
next to me.
Guess
Ooh.
who's back?
So
Back
speaking of
again.
Regina,
Roxy's back. Tell a
Shouldn't
friend.
it be
After
Robin's
buzz.
back?
After no, but
Robin
Okay,
Hood.
people
Roxy.
in live chat are saying Robin's not back. I mean, he's back in some form.
Right.
It might not be the Robin
Marissa,
that we know.
it's the same actor. It's not the same
I know,
person.
I know. I'm saying
Regina's
he's back.
Regina's with Earth 2 Robin. It's so messed up.
No, but he might be the same guy.
No,
He
he's
might
not.
be.
Okay, so let's talk about what we know about this guy so far. Okay,
Always
we don't.
split
It's always
sides.
split. So this is what we know about him so far. Regina finds him. He's holding them up at like knife point.
Yeah.
Taking
Arrow point.
You don't remember who I
Yeah,
am.
you don't remember me?
Yes, because I'm not the same
but
person.
give me your necklace.
Yeah.
He takes
Yeah.
her necklace, and then he tells her straight out, "Wait, I robbed from the rich to make myself richer." So he's clearly not a good person. He's never had love in his life. Like,
Well, he
he
had
did.
Marion.
well, he did,
But
like,
they
he
weren't
was
married.
he hasn't been happy
And she died before they
in a
got
long
married.
time.
Yeah.
He died before they get married. He's a selfish person right now, and he's not good for Regina. And Regina bringing him back, I'm scared for her because she's thinking this is Robin and not like, I don't know this man. You do not know him
In
at
the
all.
pro column, he cute though. Cute though.
He is.
Cute.
I mean, I completely agree with what you're saying. I think I'm just more happy at the fact that like the actor and just the character and some semblance of Robin is back. Yeah, he's probably not the great guy that risked his life to save Regina, but the fact that like just the idea of Robin is back excites me. And people are saying in live chat that he's going to show a really dark side. Yeah, he probably will, because this is a different Robin. I understand that, but I'm just so freaking happy that Robin is back in our lives in some shape and form.
Yeah. Ivan Soto's not happy. He's not having it right now.
I get you.
I know what you
get
mean.
I totally see both sides of this. Yes, do I want Regina to be happy? Yes, this person has similar qualities and definitely the same appearance as our Robin. So could I eventually fall in love with them being in love? Maybe, but just in the same way as her falling in love with anybody else. It's a new person. It will take time. There will be totally different qualities with him than there were with our Robin, and we cannot mistake that. So if this show tries to push on us next week, they're both in love, I'm going to be like, no, Earth 2 Robin, get out of here. What are you doing here? And it's so strange. Like, I don't think that I could. It's almost like being with somebody's twin. Like if your husband died and then you started to be with his twin, it's a little different, but I
It's
mean,
a little different.
It's a little different, but it's
But
kind
wait.
of the same.
For the feelings that you'd have.
Dakota's raising his hand.
Oh,
He has
okay.
a question.
Okay, I want to know, what do you guys think? Why is he preserved or young? And why was, if he was not real, how is he able to come back? Why is he young? And I don't get it. Like,
Maybe
everyone else is
the-
aged.
because
But
the same
you know
actor.
what? The Sheriff Nottingham didn't age either. Maybe it has something to do with being in the forest. He was the same age as Robin. Everyone else had gotten like older, but he was the same age. No one pointed that point out.
Yeah, I think
So
it's
that's
because
true.
I think it's because it's the same actor that they're going to continue to keep. Like, and they were like, all right, we need to have some sort of loophole here because we're not going to make him look like Potbelly Hook.
Yes.
Because we're going to keep having him on.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think it's a combination of that, and maybe down the line there will be a reason where he and actual Robin were more connected or more similar of a person that made him not age. So they're trying to transition us easier or
But
something.
the whole thing with the feather, though.
yeah, the feather.
I feel like Robin is one of those people that just keeps jumping realms back and forth, which like, and I think that kind of plays to the not aging and whatnot. But they did mention the line, like, I always thought that maybe his soul got transferred to this
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
world, so that could be the case. But the idea of the feather was still romantic too.
I was like, wait a
and
minute.
how that came back full circle.
Thank you, Umberto Lozano, for reminding me that it's hashtag Swan Point, like on the Flash, how it's Flashpoint. This is our alternate universe, so Swan Point. It's not Earth 2, it's Swan Point Robin.
Swan Point
Hook.
But here's the thing about the Swan Point Robin. To me, he just conveniently was there for conveniently had ways out for things. Like, even at the end when Regina's talking to Emma about if she's going to bring him, she said bye to him, and he walked to the door. And then he kind of lingered there and, like, lurking around. And then when Regina turns around, he just goes, I'm in.
I
I'm
know.
like, why are you so anxious to get out of here? What's your MO?
And then
What's
what
your
took him
motive
so long
here?
to actually get there? Because, like, did he go back and
what
do
was his
something
diversion
weird?
to get there? Part of me, and this is a little prediction territory, I don't think that's Robin.
Yeah.
I think it's someone imitating Robin.
Which makes me even more nervous because as fans, we deserve to have Robin in good memory. And I'm scared that this will cloud that for us if he isn't good Robin. Who else could it be then?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know,
Oh my
but
gosh.
it could be the Black Fairy.
It could be
could.
Rumple.
Yeah,
It could be Rumple
That's what I was
because
gonna
Rumple
say.
knows that they were,
Trying to-
transporting to another land.
We have people who can live in trees. We definitely have people who can inhabit other people's bodies.
Yeah.
I
one
mean,
of the dwarfs.
they brought like the evil queen back. Like, why wouldn't they bring back like a darker version of Rumple? I could see it.
Yeah. So see, I'm not even. That's why I'm not even convinced his name is actually Robin Hood. I think it's someone who is disguised as him, and that's why he's young, and that's why he's so adamant of getting out of there.
You're
That is
freaking me
so-
out.
That's
What if
an
I'm right for
amazing
once in my
prediction. Like, that's an amazing prediction. Like, I never even thought of
Is
that.
there any way they were trying to
Tiana,
say
you're
that?
dashing my hopes.
I'm
of
sorry,
Robin.
Marissa. I'm sorry. I just have trust issues. I tell you guys this all the time. When
I
new
agree
people come
with
around.
you, though. That's
Yeah.
the problem. Like, I agree with you. As much as I love the fact that Robin is back in some shape and form, I have a hard time believing it's actually the good Robin, too.
Is there any way they were trying to say no matter what happened in his life, this is the way he would have ended up, though, looking like this? Like, for example, Hook without Emma, this is how he ended up. Maybe Robin without Regina,
Is still gorgeous.
yeah, kind of looked the same, had a little different tendencies, but his life was pretty similar. I don't know whether they could be making a statement there.
It could be.
Like, as
it could be
if
that too.
like maybe he isn't the one for Regina, but they kind of made it work and they loved each other, but like they weren't meant to be together necessarily.
Maybe.
Or because, I mean, even Robin's, like, Marion, we didn't even marry, so it shows that, like, Marion really had no effect on his life, but Regina did when they were in the regular storybook. That Regina affected him so much that he became a good person, and he did better things and changed the errors of his ways, and I feel like if Regina does that again with this Robin, that might happen again. I'm, like, thinking too much on Robin.
Price Right in the chat is calling him Hefty Hook.
Hefty
Okay,
Hook.
we have to talk about Hook because everyone knows I'm a hooker for life. I thought that scene was amazing.
Oh my god. Okay, so we were watching it separately from Roxy, and Roxy was a little bit before us, and so all of a sudden she just goes, like, makes a loud noise and like looks over at us, and I was like, I knew it had to have been something good, but I was not prepared for the amount of epicness.
Anything that
was.
makes me react that much has to do with Hook and is something amazing. When I saw him on screen, he was like a swashbuckling pirate, dreadlocked, gray, old,
Nasty.
fat.
Dad bod.
It took me a second.
Overweight washed out.
Literally for 1 second, I was like, "Who is that?" And then I was like,
Yeah.
"No."
I know. And then once Tiana and I caught up, well, you'd watched it before, but then I freaked out, and I looked at you and I'm like, why are you not freaking out? And you're just like, I've watched it before.
It's like because I freaked out at home.
Yeah.
So then I felt
Damn.
alone in my own shock. But anyway.
No, I mean, I'm glad that they got to have fun because in the winter finale episode, we got to see the other characters from Storybrooke in this world as well. So I was happy that they incorporated Hook back into this story. But I mean, going back to Regina, her evil queen in this Swan Point isn't very nice. I mean, Rumple's pissed off at her because she left Belle in a tower to starve to death.
So
Yeah.
those were Belle's bones.
Those were Belle's bones.
The remains.
Yo.
That's pretty
You're-
dark.
But
Are
maybe it
you
wasn't her
kidding
fault.
me?
Like, that was just a bunch of ribs,
But, like,
to be honest.
let's think about it. So she captures Belle. She puts her up, locks her up in a tower. She's feeding her, making sure she has 3 square meals a day. Everything's great and dandy. She loses the war and gets banished by the fairies out of the realm and can't come back. She didn't get to tell anyone, hey guys, I got Belle up in a tower. Someone go feed her.
Isn't that
so
supposed to
maybe
be-
it's not her fault.
Isn't that supposed to be Rapunzel, though?
I
Like,
know.
what in the world? Like,
I agree with you. Yeah,
I'm trying to rationalize.
maybe she started it, but she's not the reason for her.
Are you guys for real right now? Are you for real?
What?
So, getting somebody, keeping them captive, away from everybody they love, that's not her fault.
No.
Because she
It's
was
not her
taken.
fault that she's dead because
Yeah.
maybe she was keeping her alive.
She was her
and then
prisoner.
Yes, and maybe someone should have gone and checked her castle after they banished her to make sure that all the prisoners were out.
Exactly.
Because I bet you Belle's ain't the only bones in there either.
Okay, I
no.
expect this from Marissa, but not from you, Tiana.
Oh.
Well, because with the Regina love, like it's
yeah.
the same thing I would say about Hook, no matter what he did.
But I'm
she
not-
gets to be blind about Regina. You do not, miss.
No, I'm sorry.
Sure, you
But-
said it for me.
I mean, because
Thanks,
Regina
T.
was like, well, I didn't really do that. She's like, well, I kind of kind of did in a way, but like I kind of got where she was coming from because of course, you know, she was evil in that world, but she's not anymore. So I don't blame Regina. I blame Earth 2's evil queen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But evil queen.
I feel like this version is like the darker side of everybody. It's not the good version of the characters that we know and love.
Because even Henry, when he's looking for them, I mean, rightfully he has a right to be pissed off. His mom has been kidnapped. His grandparents were just killed. But he was very angry. He's like, we're going to find her and she's going to pay for killing my grandparents. And I was like, whoa, Henry.
And you got to remember, that was mocked. That was all fake.
Yeah.
You know,
What do you mean?
so because Regina put it on that show, and so
well, I
they're
mean,
technically
she did
not
actually kill them in that realm, though.
That's very
She
ballsy.
did crush their hearts.
Yeah.
She did. I thought that was just like for fake.
I thought you were
I'm-
going to
Because
say
Emma made a
No.
reference to it even tonight. Because when she's reunited with her dad, and he's like, Emma, I'm so happy you're alive. And she's like, you too, Dad.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I see what you did there.
Regina took a leap of faith of killing the parents, knowing, oh, hopefully this is only in this realm. Hopefully they don't die in the other realm too. I mean, she took a chance.
Yes, you don't know the
did.
rules of Swan Point. Like,
No.
what happens? And also, when you leave Swan Point, does Swan Point stay existing? And
know.
if not, why is it that we are able to take Robin back to our place? Wouldn't he, like, crumple to dust when he got there?
That's why I don't think he's fake. I think he's disguised as someone. Like, I think it's
And
someone.
that's just cruel. Like,
who's
that's just
like-
playing with Regina's heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having a hard time believing that, like, I mean, I can understand we think it's a different person, but the idea that, hey, they could just die during transferring, because it's the wardrobe, it's actually good magic. So I want to believe that's actually something good, came out of the
a
wardrobe.
good thing that happened. Well, Emma has her own little adventure. She has her own reunion. She goes and finds Pinocchio, guys.
Yeah.
This is
Pinocchio's
awesome.
back. It was so great to see him. You know, they had to do a little believing in themselves to get the job done because she needs a wardrobe to get them back to Storybrooke.
I love their relationship because even at the beginning in season 1, we saw like when they were kids and how involved they are with each other, and they're the reasons why Emma's alive in Storybrooke and all that fun stuff. But to even have the flashback now at the beginning of this, that he's been watching her basically his whole life. He's always been her guardian. And like, I love that
No matter
fact.
what
And
realm.
we never really knew it, that he's always cared for her growing up.
Yeah.
I do want to point out, he hadn't aged either. Did he? In the other realm? I don't
I
think
think
he
so.
really aged.
But you know what? Emma
He
came
matured.
Emma came in and she didn't really age in that realm
That's true.
per se.
Okay, so
either.
not, I mean, some people do,
So
some
I
people
think
don't. I don't get it.
The thing what you know what, here's what it was. Her parents were just actually the age her parents should be because they hadn't been frozen in time for 28 years. So they didn't look the same age as
What
Emma
about Hook?
anymore. And Hook
was a rare
Hook was
case.
older than her too. I mean,
Yeah.
remember he
Yeah, Hook's actually
had
older
lived,
than all
but
of them.
our Hook had been in Neverland where he wasn't aging
Ooh.
for a while. So
okay.
you know he's younger. So it's like everyone's age just caught up to them in this realm.
Yeah.
so
Mic drop.
I'm sitting here like, wait, this is something Marissa would usually figure out. Like,
Yeah. Low blooded too. You know, going back for a second, you guys know how I'm always the last to know? Like, it takes
Oh,
me to
yeah.
the last second of the episode to
So
piece
you
it together.
didn't get the flashback?
No.
Don't worry, Dakota didn't
No.
either.
Oh,
I,
I
until
Geppetto.
literally until she was like, was that? Oh, it was him. I was like, oh, it was him.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh my
no,
God,
no, no,
the
no. So
swan.
get this. So Dakota goes, oh, so that was Geppetto at the beginning. And I was like, no, it was Pinocchio.
She wouldn't have thrown you under the bus if you hadn't just made fun of her for getting
I'm
something
sorry,
smart. Yeah.
but I didn't get it. But yeah.
It was amazing.
I picked it up because, in fairness, it cheated. The credits on the screen said A.M. Bailey. I was like, oh, Pinocchio's back. I was like,
okay.
I get it.
I didn't see that, but I was like, this seems like something that Pinocchio would have a conversation with Emma. I was like, clearly that's Emma. They're talking about the ugly duckling turning into a swan. I was like, it has to be Pinocchio.
Yes.
It has
Yeah.
to be
Obsessed.
August.
I loved that moment, and I loved finding out that that's how she got her last name.
Obsessed.
I loved it.
I can't believe that it took us all of these seasons, and honestly, I hadn't thought that much about it. Like,
No.
originally, I had questioned it during season 1, season 2, and then it just kind of was one of those
Yeah.
things. This was a beautiful story, and it made a lot of sense, and I love that it stuck with her this whole time, and also that he never told her. That he never was like, by the way, I did that for you, ha ha ha. You know, the people that don't, there was no, like, humble brag even about about it. He
Yeah.
just let her keep living her life and checked in on her. It was awesome.
It makes me think of how many more things he did throughout her life that, because
I want more flashbacks.
Yeah, he said, I just wanted to make sure you were going down the right path to where you needed to be, even though he, had bailed and didn't want to be there, that person, to make sure he was like, I'm still going to guide you down the path while you live your life. And that's a great thing about him. And I was very happy that he was around. I was very sad that in this world, Geppetto was not alive. That made me sad.
He was with us no more. Rest in peace.
R.I.P. But hey, Pinocchio's a real boy, so
He is. And I love the whole concept of, like, yeah, your fate can change if you believe hard enough. Like, you had the decision to change your destiny in something. And that's so true.
Was anyone else getting super Merida vibes during this whole fate talk? Merida, remember that?
Yeah, I remember Merida.
Oh yeah, I love
Merida.
her.
If you could change a fate, would ya?
Would
Would
ya?
ya?
See,
Kinda
there I
like
go with my
that
terrible
guy.
accent again.
That was really good. Nailed it.
I hate.
Look
I've
what
got red hair already.
Nico Lastormy says, remember how the original wardrobe could only take 2 people? Why could this one take more? Such a good question.
More.
Because there was 3 people who went through the wardrobe this time.
Why could the original? I thought the
It was
original one could only take
technically
one.
different wardrobe.
Well, couldn't the original one only take one, and that's why I took Emma?
No, because remember
it took-
it took
it
2
took-
because he hid
yeah.
Pinocchio.
Oh right,
It took
right,
Pinocchio
right,
and
right,
Emma
right,
at
right.
the same time.
So that's a good question.
Maybe
Maybe
they
it was
lost
a
some
bigger
weight
tree.
Maybe.
from when they were babies.
They
weigh less now.
one baby and one child, or 3 adults.
Yeah. Yes, just like every elevator or ride at Disney. Makes
Right.
perfect sense.
We
to
don't
me.
know the
It makes
logistics.
the most amount of sense.
I mean, or if that's the case, maybe Tiana's prediction is true that it only did take 2 intended people and one just hitched along for the ride.
I love that
They were holding
everybody,
hands.
everyone in the chat is like plot hole, plot hole, plot hole. Guys, we went to a different timeline. We like you have to throw plot holes out the window. They're doing it because it's fun. Whatever. We needed to be able to take 3. Would you rather Robin not have come back with us? He's here. We can
He's
take
here,
3.
That's
guys.
true.
He's here.
But it raises the question of what's to stop anyone from Swan Point from just coming over in that wardrobe.
Oh, I know they need to destroy it now.
Or this wardrobe's gonna come back into play and they're gonna use it to get back.
We need Potbelly Hook again.
Exactly. Tiana and I were
'Cause he
super
adds so
confused though.
much.
Like, how did they transport the tree from the forest to his little workshop? Because that
Unsure.
was crazy.
Like Emma Frost's answer to the other question, the tree has 28 years to grow and become more powerful.
Oh,
Yes.
see?
Good on you, Emma.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, because they said, and that's the reason why everyone aged, because 28 years have actually passed in this world.
All
Yeah.
right. So 28
'Cause
years
she was never the
means
savior.
that you can
Yeah.
like bring one more person through the wardrobe.
Yeah.
So another 28 years, they can bring 4.
Yeah.
Or
Well, 'cause,
we don't
yeah,
know. It
if-
might multiply even by 2 more. We
you
don't
go.
know.
That's
true.
totally true, because if you remember, like, season 1, that Emma was a baby. She wasn't even, like, she was just brand newborn. So now she's 28 in this, and even Henry exists in this world. So,
Yeah, that's true. Ivan keeps yelling at us, "It's August, not Pinocchio," and other people are starting to chime in. It's August, not Pinocchio. We hear you.
We hear you.
In
Sorry.
Swan Point, it's Pinocchio, and
In
I did
Storybook, it's August.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, I might have referred to him, but they're the same person, just like Snow and or
Mary
David
Margaret.
and Charming and
Yeah.
Snow and Mary Margaret.
Rumple
Sometimes I
and
just don't
Gold.
know what name to call them
I
by,
know.
and it's whatever
Emma
comes to
and-
my
Emma.
Yeah.
Emma
Exactly.
Interchangeable.
Emma and Miss Swan.
Ooh.
There you go.
There you go.
Dark
And-
Swan.
Dark Swan.
Don't come back.
Oh.
Let's
was
talk
crazy.
about what's happening over in Storybrooke while all this is going on. You've got Gideon, who's shown up and turned
Oh.
the evil queen into a snake, which I was not happy about again. With the
I am
flashes.
not here for Gideon. I am not here for him. I want to be the savior and be really good by murdering someone.
I just
By
don't
murdering the savior.
understand his point. Did we know that if you kill a savior, you become a savior? That doesn't seem a very savior move.
I feel like he made that ish up.
like, that doesn't
Like,
feel like
That's so twisted.
I'm deserving of being a savior because I killed a savior.
Black
That's-
Fairy definitely told him that, and she's sure as heck
She's
lying.
messing with his
Like
brain.
she has
She's
made that
messing
up.
with
He
him.
has a twisted mentality, and I don't know if it's about like if I was the only one to pick it, did you feel like a Darth Vader kind of vibe before
Yeah.
this story?
Yes.
Because we even got his parents. We got Belle and Rumple talking about like, oh man, if we had changed him, there's good underneath. You know, he could still be a good person. I'm like just thinking Darth Vader. You know, and just that story, or even like heck, you go with the new Star Wars, it'd be like Kylo Ren. You know, and we know the creators of Once Upon a Time love Star Wars, so I feel like there's a lot of parallelisms where, oh, our son became evil, but I believe there's still good in him. He can change his ways. And I was like, oh man, this is so Star Wars right now.
I know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
completely agree, Marissa. I completely agree. I'm also mad at him too because like now we have zero way to tell time. So you did that to us.
Okay.
Really rude. That's a tweet that I was trying to show Tiana when you weren't caught up. I didn't want to spoil it for you. But I tweeted out and I was like, this is really rude. Now we will no longer know what time it is in Storybrooke.
Exactly.
I feel like
took-
Emma could just wave her hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it took
Like,
28
gets
years to
fixed.
get that thing working again.
I
Yeah.
know. Danielle in the chat said they must have a very good insurance policy on that clock tower because
Yeah.
it's constantly like taken down.
Yeah.
So my question to Gideon is more so, why are you coming in guns a-blazing instead of coming in like, hey, I need a savior? Emma, will you come help me save this realm that is being tortured by the Black Fairy? Like,
Right.
why wasn't that your mentality? Why is it just, oh, I need a savior. I'm gonna kill the savior to become one.
This entire show is kind of about nature versus nurture and how you were raised and who you are as a person. And I feel like they're trying to make a statement here about how he was raised and that he doesn't know any better, but he does have good in his heart and we need to kind of teach him. But you know what? You're trying to kill our main character. So I'm not
Exactly.
here for you.
And it's like we know you were like just born technically in this realm, but like if you threaten Emma, like you're gone. And you know, I hate to say it, but I mean that's just how it's gonna be. We haven't
Yes.
really gotten to know you that much yet, and you're trying to like kill off our main character
Yeah.
here. Like you gotta go.
And it's like, dude, she's got a whole town behind her.
Exactly.
And her, you know, her best friend is the mayor. Her dad is the sheriff. Like, you got no chance here. But I did like the conversations we get from Rumple and Belle about Gideon and how Rumple, you know, he doesn't necessarily want him to go down this dark path. And that we actually see Roxy's giving that squinty eye, like she doesn't believe what Rumple is saying.
Do you
Or
remember that
Gold,
scene-
Sorry, Mr. Gold is saying.
In 13, have you guys ever seen that movie 13 where they like, I don't know, inhale a bunch of drugs and they're like, hit me, and that's literally what this was. Like
much.
Rumple's like, hit me, and I was like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? Like,
That's just
you don't
asking
want
for
him to
trouble.
turn into that person and that's how you're playing it? You're the worst dad. Stop talking to Belle. She needs you out of her life. Go away. Why are they're still trying to make us ship them? I'm over it. I don't want you to be co-parents anymore. Rumple, you go. Put him in jail
I
for
know.
something.
I
Tax
honestly
evasion.
thought-
I feel like you need a hug.
So angry.
I thought we were done with that whole little storyline. Like I thought that the
No,
past few episodes have kind of like set it up for us to be like, okay, we are done with this psychotic relationship. Let's move forward. Belle's got a son that she's gonna raise, and we're gonna figure everything out, and she's gonna find someone new. But no, they're forcing it back together again. And it's like they can't like keep breaking this relationship apart and then expect us to just be like, oh, okay, they're gonna get back together again. It's like we're over it.
But maybe this isn't about them getting back together, and it's about them coming together to save their son.
Maybe.
It's more about the parenting that's involved in this as opposed to their relationship.
But you know, Belle.
Do you
in
think
her
it's like
heart,
a
and
little
she's
too
gonna-
late though? Like they
Yeah.
come together because he's already twisted
adult
in his
and-
way. But like if they come together and try to change him now, will it actually work?
I think
yeah.
the whole plot of this whole series is about having hope, and I think that that's one thing that they're never going to let go of, the hope that they can have their son have better, because neither one of them wants to see him go down a path of darkness and evilness, and so I think they're holding on to the hope that, you know, one day they can break through to him.
I think so, but we know Belle. And if Belle looks at Rumple being an actual good dad, if Rumple somehow is able to be a good dad, which so far he sucks, but if he's able to do it for some reason, who knows how long, but even for a second, Belle's going to be like, I love him again.
Exactly.
He's such a good baby daddy. I love
Exactly.
him. Marry me. Make out with me, please. And I'm going to be like, oh, God.
Right.
And then he's
So
gonna
with you
play
there.
the good dad for a while, and then like 4 episodes later, he's gonna make a mistake again.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and I think his conversation with Belle was actually genuine. Like he wants right for his son, but he's done wrong so many times. I still have a hard time believing. I was like, yeah, it's good that you're realizing what you're doing now, but it's a little too late for you, for me to actually believe you right now.
I mean, it also got Belle to question, because the thing I always that I always more so believe Rumple about is when it comes to his kids. Because I think that deep down he does think he's doing what he believes is right for them.
Don't we all do what we believe is right?
Gets to the Belle thing at the end of the whole fight. She's telling him, like, wow, you know, he was about to do something very wrong and I was still defending him, and it's very easy to rationalize doing the wrong thing. I think for the first time she was seeing from Rumple's point of view of when you think you're doing something that's good for someone, even though you know it's not like a good thing to do. So it's just a little bit of like, Belle's gotten a little taste of, oh, it is a tough decision and it is very easy to start going down that path. So just something to think about.
Tiana's like the voice of reasoning tonight.
I'm trying to
all
be
like
mother superior.
We all have like our claws out. At least Roxy and I do, and she's like, all right, let's put him away. Everything's going to be fine. It's all about hope. And I'm like,
but you know what? I've had a birthday since the last episode. I've matured a lot.
Okay.
So I'm wiser and older.
Just old. It's season 6, though, and I feel like any show that could still evoke this kind of emotion for me this far in is doing something right. Like anything that makes me have those claws, clearly they're pulling at something inside of us that's worthwhile, you know? So
otherwise we would have stopped watching like seasons ago.
True.
We love it.
True dat, yo.
I just hope that like if Rumple actually works well with Belle and they do somehow change Morpheus or / Gideon back to good ways, I hope that like opens Rumple's eyes to be like, hey, maybe I should be a good person. I mean, it's one thing to want it; it's another thing to actually act upon it.
But then, if he does it, would you even believe him? Like, we would need 10 straight seasons of Rumple being good for me to finally start thinking, maybe he's changed.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, one season of it wouldn't even be enough.
It took me at least a season or so to think that Regina was finally, like, good again. So I would need a long time before we would even consider him being good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the big standoff that we've been seeing flashes of for ages.
Too long.
And the handshaking.
The handshake. So Emma gets out of the tree, and the first person she meets on the streets is Gideon in the hood.
First of all, why are you walking by yourself
Gideon
alone
in
at
the
night?
hood.
Come on, Emma, you know what your vision is.
With a sword, man.
Yeah.
Right?
But here's the one thing. When they showed the flashes of Emma realizing this was the moment, that's not the outfit she has on in that.
I don't believe this is the moment.
So I don't think this is the moment Emma's been seeing in her flashes.
She thinks so.
She thinks that she's...
The Flash, she's wearing like a black tank top with nothing on. In this one, she's wearing a coat and stuff. So I thought the same thing.
So she's all tough thinking I can change my fate, but like maybe this isn't her fate.
This
like
wasn't the one. This wasn't the scene you saw.
No,
and in this
definitely
particular moment, we had Robin and Regina in this one.
Yeah.
So we're seeing
There were more people in this one than the Flash.
Exactly.
You guys are right.
I definitely...
it.
There's no way that this was it, because it wouldn't have ended this way, and not as easily either. I think we still, honestly, might be waiting till the end of this season.
I'm so ready for it to just like this thing to fulfill itself so we can like figure it out, because we've been seeing this Flash thing for too long.
I'm ready for the handshaking to be over.
Well, I hope that after tonight,
I
think after tonight, at least the handshaking might be done, because it was shaking and then she's like, no, I can change my fate, and it kind of gave her the confidence back in herself. So I think hopefully after tonight, at least the shaking will be gone.
Yeah, it used to just get like out of control, and now it's starting to be more subtle, and now it's gone, hopefully. So.
Yeah, but I mean, she does win way too easily, in my opinion, this round of outdoing Gideon. So it's definitely more to come. We see Gideon blowing up the clock, and Rumple / Gold talking about a war coming to Storybrooke, and that's kind of the whole theme of this second half, is war is coming to Storybrooke.
Yeah.
So,
but the sword is broken.
So
that
we
sword, but he had two.
Yeah.
Remember, he got hers, and
But was it the sword that she saw? I thought that the sword that she saw him kill her with was the one that had shattered. I thought.
I mean, remember earlier in the episode when that chisel broke, and then 30 seconds later we had to worry around it? I feel it's one of those, like, nothing broken is really broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we know the pieces are still there, so maybe they reforged it. Who knows?
Like this.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
Done. Hocus pocus, you're done.
That was a good noise.
That was it.
Yeah.
This is better than mine, right?
yeah, it is.
Yeah, damn.
But
How'd you do that?
All right, so I think we've covered about everything. I have some news and gossip for everyone.
Yeah.
Let me bend over and grab my laptop.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows how stubborn Tiona is in the best way, I said, I have a laptop on the table. Will you send it to me before the show? She goes, no, remind me. I'm going to open it on my laptop.
No, I told you I tried, but my computer was being very slow and not letting me save the document so I could send it.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Whatever.
Uh-huh.
Do you want my news and gossip or not?
I do.
Yeah,
Okay.
we do.
Yes, please.
So, as everyone I'm sure has heard by now, we're getting a musical episode of Once Upon a Time, finally.
I'm so excited.
So, I found an article on bustle.com that has 5 things that you need to know about this episode. 1, there will not be any classic Disney songs.
Oh.
Which is-
Original?
They're all original songs.
Can I change the finger I picked to my middle finger for that one, though?
Yes, you may.
But here's like a theory on why. None of the main people in this story have like songs that are like Disney noteworthy.
What are you talking about?
Snow
There's
White.
Snow White. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, how's that going to incorporate into like her songs?
I just
into
want-
this?
That's not
It's
our
like-
job. We're not writing
it's
the
not
damn
like
show.
It's Frozen or something.
Exactly.
You have
That's
like
not our
Let
job.
It Go to, you know.
I mean,
Anyways.
Bring back Elsa.
the-
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm talking. I want the whole new world. You know, Aladdin.
Aladdin?
Yeah, they're
And
still
she
there.
can sing.
Yeah.
And she-
Yeah, Karen.
Are you making a joke? How are you going
No.
to put them in? You don't want the Disney
I
original
want them.
song.
I'm just telling you what the article said, okay? So number 2, the original songs were written by Alan Zachary and Michael Weiner, who have both already have experience with Disney. They wrote Twice Charmed, which is a Cinderella musical on the Disney Cruise Line.
Ooh.
As far as
So these are all original songs.
All
for this.
original songs
So we've
for
never
this.
heard them before.
we have not heard them. Who's singing?
Risky.
So far, the producers have confirmed that 7 songs are in the episode.
Wow.
And Jennifer
Wow.
Morrison will have a solo, and Colin O'Donoghue will also be singing, which, duh, he has a band, The Enemies. Amazing. Love him.
What about Jennifer Morrison's voice? Do we know?
I don't
We
know.
know that she can sing, but I haven't heard anything. But
Okay.
I know that she can carry a tune at least.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says, so in a interview with Entertainment Weekly, the creators were very vague when asked if Emma and Hook would have a duet.
Ooh.
And they were like, we can't say if that will happen or not. They were also very vague on if Belle and Rumple would have some sort of
Ooh.
Taylor's
duet
oldest
as
time.
well.
Pirate's Life for
Thing
me.
number 4, it will be a part of the season's continuity, meaning this episode is not a standalone episode. They're doing original songs so that the flow of the storyline can continue throughout the episode.
Okay.
It's like a real musical, how the lyrics in the song are important.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Okay.
like Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I
Yeah,
like
did their
that.
musical.
Yeah.
And then the last thing you need
I'm
to
not there
know is that this is the penultimate episode of the season. Penultimate, I told Roxy, is my favorite word.
Yes.
You got to say that a lot of times today.
I did get to say it a lot today. So it is the second to last episode of the season. So
Nice.
it's right there near the end.
I
I'm
wonder why
feeling
they didn't do
super
that.
confident about it, but I have to say a little bummed that we're not getting any of the original
I
songs.
know.
But I'm really excited. I think that they'll be great, but also like a whole new world, baby.
I
Yeah.
know.
Right. I mean, like, I'm excited, and because, I'm a big fan of musicals here, but I think it's kind of great because it makes them individual and stand out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
when it's true to form. And before we move on, can I talk about my experience with Striar?
Oh, I have one more thing and then I'll tell you. Okay, so then the last thing is that everyone's freaking out because we don't know. ABC hasn't announced if it's been picked up for a 7th season yet or not, but we do know that the 6th season will kind of wrap up some of the storylines of some of our favorite characters, meaning that if it does get picked up for a 7th season, it would be the perfect time for a sort of reboot of the whole show, meaning bringing in new cast, new stories, while keeping some of our
of
favorites around.
There's
along.
no way this doesn't get picked up for a 7th season.
Well,
You're
the-
telling me the second to last episode of the whole series is going to be a musical?
Well, here's
No
the
way.
thing.
You don't
ABC, this was during their upfronts in January. The show hadn't even come back on the air yet, so it wasn't necessary that ABC announced that it was picked up right then.
Right.
Now that the show's back in, if we haven't heard by like April that it's getting picked up, then it's time to be worried because all the actors' contracts are up in April. Jennifer Morrison has gone on the record saying her contract is up in April. They don't know what's happening with the show, so she hasn't signed on for anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Not only that, but I think today I saw on the Once Upon a Time Instagram, they had like this little bit of the evil queen going, blah blah blah. Tonight's episode, it's the final chapter. This is like the final
know, I saw
chapter.
that. What was
Almost
that?
as if it was like, okay, this is the end type of.
No,
deal.
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
No.
Swerve.
Swerve.
Yeah.
So Marisa has something to talk about.
Yeah, there's too many stories. So the reason why I missed mid-season finale, you guys, I was actually in Storybrooke. It was great, and you go check out our last episode for the photos there. But yeah, I was in Steveston, the actual town where they film the location of Storybrooke. Then there, I saw the public library, and I saw Granny's. The Granny's, the outside Granny's.
Is it actually like a place you can eat at?
Yeah, it's an actual restaurant. You can go in, but
Oh my
the
gosh.
inside looks completely different than what we see in the show. That's a staged area. But it was so cool. I saw it at night, and I literally walked right past it. It's kind of like just a hole in the wall. It's really neat. And you saw the whole street there, and I even saw the docks where they film a lot of showdown kind of
Wow.
scenes
That is
at
awesome.
the docks and stuff. I was like, oh my god, I'm in Storybrooke. Because I was in Vancouver doing a media event, and my hotel that I was staying at, I was literally 8 miles away from Steveston. I was like,
So
I'd be
I
a
gotta
fool not,
Not
to,
to go.
So I took 3 buses and a train to get down
Oh my
there.
God. Oh my
God.
Like,
Wow.
Totally doing this.
You couldn't Uber?
No, there's no Uber up there
Really?
in Vancouver.
Really?
I'm surprised.
Not that I had.
Oh.
But I use public transportation. It was a cool little area. And if you go to the main street there, there's the buildings. There are some locations that are still dressed up and says like Three Bears Spa.
Aw.
cool.
But because they weren't filming, a lot of things got reverted
Moved
back
back.
to its normal state. But
Wow.
it's really neat. If you guys are ever in Steveston, Vancouver, go check
You
it
saw
out.
the clock tower, right?
I was at the
Yeah.
clock
Was it
tower.
smashed and shattered? Thanks
No.
to Gideon.
Well, the cool thing is the actual tower. You see just like the top of it, but the tower itself is actually CG.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
Well, that's fun. And I know Roxy has a Once Upon a Weave
Yeah,
for
because
tonight.
I ran into Blake and he asked me if we were still doing Once Upon a Weave, and I told him we were, and we would keep the tradition alive. And he said if you tweet at him, he'll give you his Once Upon a Weaves of the week also. So his are so much cooler than ours. The worst, I don't know whether to make it the worst or the best.
It's like the best worst.
It's the best worst. It's really the only one that needs to be acknowledged in the whole episode, and I'm obviously talking about hooks.
Yes. Happy hug.
Honestly, I don't even think I need to mention any other weaves
No.
because that weave was amazing and also disgusting. Like probably you would find some pig droppings in it. So
Yes.
that
Ew.
yeah,
Yes.
that's the only
And-
weave that really. Needs
And
to
that
be
sound means it's time for our predictions,
Yes.
You're
guys.
trying to tell us something.
So I guess we can go around. We do have to wrap up in shortly. So what are some predictions people have? I feel like I gave mine at the beginning with this not actually being the real, like a Robin Hood, maybe someone in disguise, because you know how like during like war is coming. And remember, who was it? The Trojans who, like, the Trojan horse, and they
Yeah.
were actually
Yeah.
inside. So maybe someone's trying
It's
to
actually-
infiltrate from the inside. And so they're becoming Regina, like, getting attached to her so that they can know all the secrets and everything.
It's actually the Greeks inside
The Greeks inside the
Trojan horse.
Trojan horse. Yeah. I went to history
overthrow.
class.
Yeah. Anyway, Marissa, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I want to agree with you because I feel like this Robin is not a good Robin, which breaks my heart.
I want
because
to be
Outlaw
wrong.
Queen is back, you guys. Outlaw Queen is back for a little bit. I mean, we saw some stuff of it. She really Regina wants it, and so do I.
You can see it
but
in her face.
I have a hard time believing he's going to be good and he's going to break her heart again. But the reason why I want to believe it so much because even last episode when they made the wish, when that like I wish the evil queen got everything she deserves. She deserves Robin.
Oh, okay. Because there's part of
And
the
then he
evil
came
queen.
back. So I want to believe he's good.
I know.
But it's going to get worse before it gets better. Mm-hmm. And I think they're going to reforge the sword, and we're going to see a bigger showdown than what we saw tonight.
Yep.
I agree. I think that Gideon is going to get killed off. I think that you know how they kind of sped up Belle's pregnancy just to kind of, so she didn't have to like wear the belly for 9 months, you know, of the show. I think that they sped it up just to kind of get, okay, she's got a baby, we're making this happen, kind of introducing him a little bit, and then I feel like he's going to get killed off and it's going to be like, Belle's going to be distraught. But it's going to be one of those things where I think he's going to get killed off because they haven't really spent a lot of time developing his character. I think he's just like a thing that they threw in and they're going to get rid of him.
Hashtag Dark Bell.
Ooh.
because her son's dead, so she's like all
Yikes.
evil and dark, and her and Rumple are like an evil duo.
I actually have a different prediction for Belle. It's a very long-term prediction, but the only way that we're going to get her and the people away from thinking about her and Rumple is if we give her a legitimate boyfriend. And
Yeah.
it's been too long since she's had somebody we could root for her with. I don't know if it would be somebody we know or a new character, but I do think that Belle will find love, and I would love to see that happen for her. In terms of next week, did we think that was Mary Margaret on FaceTime, or was she recording a video for David?
yeah,
recording.
Okay,
because but do we think she's gonna we're gonna break this curse next week?
I don't think
hope.
next week, but I think maybe the week after, because I think next week we're really going to focus on the bromance. I'm so excited for Hook and Charming together because I love when they team up. It's such a unique dynamic that they have. So it's less of a prediction and more of a just really looking forward to that.
Well, and I freeze framed on the preview, and the person who David's sort of lunging at and going after is King who. Marissa, it's
King George.
King George. I was gonna say King Richard. King George.
History class again.
Yeah, history class again. So he is gonna be back next week. We haven't seen him in a while, and clearly there's a lot of, anger and stuff, the emotions that need to get worked out between those two. So it'll be interesting to see. But I would like to see this curse broken because it feels like the curse has been going on for so long, but I read an article earlier today where I think Adam Horowitz said it feels like she's been under the spell longer because we've been off the air for 3 months.
Yeah.
It hasn't actually been that
Right.
long in like the show timeline of events.
It might have been like a week or so.
Yeah, that they've had to switch back and forth kissing to wake each other up.
But you know what? It's already tired, and if you think about it, Snow White didn't say one single word in this episode, so
don't
we
think
need
we
to
even
break
showed
it real quick.
Yeah, we're going to see at least her video.
I wonder if she had like something where she had to be somewhere else, so they kind of put her character on pause for a while. I wonder if that's why she wasn't there, or if it was genuinely a part of the story.
Hey, look, she's a series regular. She's still getting a paycheck every week, whether she shows up or not. So, you know what? Good for you, girl. You stay at home with your 2 babies and get your paper, too.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
It was so interesting. I looked at her IMDb, and it's not one of her top billed credits.
This
Wow.
is it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not in her top
Zootopia kinda
4.
took it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Interesting. Well, everyone at home, thank you guys for watching. Make sure if you're live on YouTube, thank you for being in our live chat. Make sure you guys leave a comment, give us a thumbs up, head over to iTunes and give us 5 stars and leave us a rating there as well. And make sure you guys talk to us because we love talking about this show longer than an hour. So keep up with us on social media. And where can they find you guys there?
You can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV.
You guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Mr. Dakota T Jones.
I'm everywhere at Roxy Striar.
And I'm at the Tiona Hobson, and make sure you check out all the shows that AfterBuzz TV offers to you free of charge all over social media at AfterBuzz TV, AfterBuzzTV.com. And just to name a few of the shows, tell the people what other shows are you guys on that they can catch you on.
Baby Daddy Young and Hungry is coming back, and I'm so excited. It's going to be on Monday nights.
You can catch me on Run Calls the Heart in Nashville.
Is it called Baby Daddy Young and Hungry?
Well, Baby Daddy
Those
and
two
Young and
shows.
Hungry.
Baby
Two different
Daddy
shows.
and Young. I was going to
Yeah.
say, that
Baby
cannot be
Daddy's
one.
Young and Hungry.
Yeah, what is going
That'd be a
on
great
there?
crossover,
Yeah,
though.
it
They should
would.
do it.
DC Movie News on the Popcorn Talk Network is on Thursdays, and I'm also going to be doing The Leftovers when that comes back in April, which I'm really excited about.
And Vampire Diaries series finale next Sunday here on AfterBuzz TV. Then The Originals is back after that.
Yes.
And The Flash. Make sure you check me out
Oh
there
my God,
as
is The
well.
Original's back next week or 2
No,
weeks from
2
now?
weeks.
Oh my
2
God,
weeks. Yeah,
girl.
I know. So thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.